Hello everyone, this is the Blade 75, a unique keyboard from Mechlands. It has that matrix coating look, a really nice match mixing shades of grey and green that looks honestly perfect. And in today's video I'm going to analyze everything that you need to know about this keyboard, like its construction, typing experience, sound and its performance. And at the end I will let you know if it is worth buying it or not. But first, let's do the unboxing. Pretty standard unboxing with a nice looking box. Inside you get the manual, a dust cover, extra switch, a switch and keycap puller and a basic rubber coated USB-C cable. And finally, the keyboard. The blade comes in two colors, and the one I have here mixes shades of black, grey and this green tone that looks honestly perfect. These aesthetics give me a cyberpunk vibe, which is why I used a matrix wallpaper to match the whole keyboard theme and to show you that even with these unique colors like green and blue, you can for sure match it with a black or white setup, which are the most common. A lot of people get scared of getting keyboards with different colors like green and blue and end up forgetting that often it's exactly this theme that gives your setup a unique touch. At least in my opinion, the blade fits perfectly in mine. Moving on to the review, starting with the typing experience. The blade has a very flexible typing feel because it features flex cuts on both the plate and PCB, which I will show in detail shortly. Additionally, the blades use a gasket mount, a type of a structure that isolates the plate from the rest of the keyboard's construction. Most of the time this plate will be floating without support or screws in Blade's case, but in this board's case there are screws holding the plate in place. Even so, the keyboard still provides a strong level of flexibility and cushioning, so for those who like that typing on clowns feel, the Blade will serve you very well. On top of that, its sound is that creamy tone typical of boards with a lot of foam. I will show you that in a moment, but first let's look at the stabilizers. While not the firmest, they are really good. I don't hear any unwanted sounds or rattle, at least in practice. The stabs are perfect. And before I show the typing sound, let me go over all the parts that contribute to the keyboard's overall sound. Starting with the switches and keycaps. The blade comes with PBT double shot keycaps. They have that classic porous PBT texture. The keycaps are thick and have minimal flaws. The shades of grey, green and black are beautiful. Of course, the black won't be as deep as ABS keycaps, but it is still a nice dark tone that goes well with the keyboard's case. And the legends are just perfect in terms of detail. Now on to the switches, which follow the keyboard's color theme. These are Mechlands' own verdant switches, which I assume were made to match this color, and honestly the color matched perfectly. They actuate at around 42 grams and offer that clacky sound, though not too loud. A soft clack with a clean sound, there's no pingy, no scratchy. These switches are really well made. Combined with the keycaps and tractor mods, they are what give the board that creamy sound. And yes, these switches are also very well lubed from Fracture. Now about its construction. The case is all aluminum and the curves are not so rounded. Also, there aren't many design details on the sides, it's very clean. It's a very clean look. There are some rounded rubber fits, but what really stands out is the mirrored weight on the back. It looks great, at least for me. This is one of those times where the brand name on the weight actually enhances the look. I think it's better than if it were just the plain weight. A detail about the case, it doesn't seem to be anodized. I'd say it's spray painted. It has a bit of glitter, but nothing over the top, just enough to add personality without distracting from the sleek black tone. And honestly, it's so subtle that it's even hard to notice. The typing profile isn't the lowest, but with the keyboard's more low-profile rubber feet, it does sit in a good typing angle, and I don't even feel the need for a wrist rest. Some more features, I would say it's the volume knob that matches the case color. There is a hidden switch to change connection modes at the front, a compartment to store the dongle, and magnets to hold it securely, and the USB port is also on the front. Opening the keyboard is pretty easy. Just remove some switches and keycaps, then a few screws, and you will see that the plate and PCB are secured to the top half of the keyboard, making this possibly a kind of isolated top mount, since it also has gasket mounting, which I will show you in a moment. You can clearly see the flex cuts in the PCB, which provide that extra flexibility, and the RGB is south facing. Inside the bottom case there is a layer of what looks like EVA foam. Underneath that there is another layer that looks like PE foam. A unique feature here is the gaskets. They seem to be memory foam and they are attached directly to the case, like most boards where the gaskets are glued to the plate or PCB. Here you can see the PC plate, which also has cuts to increase flexibility, and below the plate there is another dense foam layer and a thin sheet of IXP. And now that I've shown everything that contributes to that keyboard sound profile, let's do a typing test. It really delivers that creamy sound and feel that many people are looking for, and now that I've covered all the physical aspects, let's move on to performance. Starting with the software. It's Mechlands standard software, probably also compatible with the other keyboards from Mechlands. Here you can do all the basic things like remap keycaps and remap the FN layer, some FN functions. Some FN functions can't be changed, and it does come with preset RGB effects. Speaking of RGB, it's quite beautiful even without shine through keycaps, and you can also share and download RGB effects from the others. The keyboard easily reaches 1000 polling rate and around 80 ms of latency, more than enough to play any kind of game. And finally, my conclusion on the Blade 75 is extremely positive, but starting with the downsides. The main one is the case. It doesn't have that deep black tone some might expect, and the glitter might not appeal to everyone. The software is also basic and it has some remapping limitations for the FN layer, but these are minor things. Also, it's not entirely gasket mount. I would say it's a top mount, isolated, and overall this is a fantastic keyboard. It's not cheap, but you're paying for a premium build, excellent typing feel, great sound, and a truly unique look. So yes, I do recommend the Blade 75 for anyone looking to buy it. And that's it for the Blade. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe, and see you next time.